If you were born in 1965, stop scrolling right now because the Social Security decision sitting in front of you this year carries a permanent 30% penalty that cannot be reversed once it processes. And the SSA is not going to call you, mail you a warning, or flag your account before you make it. You are turning 61 this year, which means the claiming window opens at 62 next year, and millions of people in your exact birth cohort are about to walk into the single most expensive mistake in retirement, locking in a reduced check for the rest of their lives, because nobody explained three rules that I am going to break down for you right now. And listen carefully, because the third one, the rule about your earnings record and what happens to money the government withholds from you, is the one almost nobody in this country understands, and it changes the entire math of when you should file. I will get to it, but you need the first two warnings to understand why it matters. Warning number one. If you were born in 1965, your full retirement age is exactly 67, not 65 like your parents, not 66 like older coworkers you have talked to, 67. That is locked in by federal law for everyone born in 1960 or later, and here is what it means in cold, hard numbers. If you file for retirement benefits the month you turn 62, your monthly check is permanently reduced by about 30%. Permanently. If your full benefit at 67 would have been $2,000 a month, filing at 62 drops you to roughly $1,400 a month. And that reduction follows you at 70, at 80, at 90. Every cost of living adjustment for the rest of your life gets calculated on that smaller number, so the gap actually widens in dollar terms every single year you are alive. There is a narrow escape hatch called Form SSA 521, the withdrawal of application, but it only works within the first 12 months of filing, and you have to repay every dollar you received, which most people cannot do. So treat the decision as permanent, because for almost everyone it is. Warning number two. The 2026 earnings test, and this is where working people in your generation get blindsided. If you claim benefits before your full retirement age and you keep working, the SSA sets a hard earnings limit. And in 2026, that limit is $24,480. Cross that line, and the government withholds $1 of your benefits for every $2 you earn above it. Run the numbers on yourself right now. If you earn $44480 while collecting early benefits, you are $2,000 over the limit, and the SSA withholds $1,000 of your Social Security. That can wipe out months of checks entirely, and here is the part that catches people off guard. The SSA finds out about your earnings through the wage reports your employer files, often after the fact, which means you can collect checks all year, feel like everything is fine, and then receive an overpayment notice demanding money back that you have already spent. If that ever happens to you, know that Form SSA 632 exists to request a waiver of overpayment recovery, but the smarter move is to never trigger it in the first place, and that means knowing this number, 24480, before you file, not after. Now stay with me, because warning number three is the one that ties all of this together, and it has two parts: your record and a rule about withheld money that flips everything you just heard on its head. Part one, your earnings record. Your benefit amount is calculated from your highest 35 years of earnings. And if you were born in 1965, your earliest working years, the late 70s and the 80s, were reported in the era of paper W-2 forms and manual processing. Employers misspelled names, Social Security numbers got transposed. Entire years of wages never made it onto records. If even one or two of your good earning years are missing or understated, your check gets calculated on bad data and you get underpaid every month for the rest of your life. So here is exactly what you do this week, with nothing but your smartphone. Open your browser and go to ssa.gov. Tap Sign In and create your My Social Security account, which uses login.gov or id.me for identity verification. So have your driver license ready. Once you are in, tap on your earnings record and scroll through every single year, all the way back to your first job. Compare those numbers against your old tax returns or W 2 forms, and if you do not have them, you can request wage transcripts from the IRS using Form 4506T. If you find a missing or wrong year, you file Form SSA 7008, the request for correction of earnings record, with whatever proof you have. People who do this find errors more often than you would believe, and fixing one good year can raise your check every month forever. And now, part two, the rule I promised you at the top, the one the claiming calculators and the coffee shop advice always leave out. That money, the earnings test withholds from you, the $1 for every $2 over the limit, it is not actually gone. When you reach your full retirement age of 67, the SSA automatically recalculates your benefit and gives you credit for every month your checks were reduced or withheld, effectively raising your monthly payment going forward as if you had filed later than you did. Almost nobody knows this. People treat the earnings test like a tax, like the government confiscated their money, and they make panic decisions because of it, quitting jobs they love or refusing raises to stay under the limit, when the truth is, the withheld benefits come back to you in the form of a permanently higher check at 67. And once you hit full retirement age, the earnings test disappears completely. You can earn $1 million a year and not 1 cent of your benefit gets touched. So the real lockout, the real penalty, is not the earnings test at all. It is filing at 62 without checking your record, without knowing your full retirement age is 67, and without understanding that the 30% reduction is the only part of this entire system that truly never comes back. That is the trap, and now you know exactly how to walk around it. So, here is what you do in the next 60 seconds. Subscribe to this channel right now and turn on notifications, because these numbers, the earnings limits, the thresholds, the forms, change every single year, and I track the federal updates weekly so you never get caught by a number you did not see coming. And then share this video with every single person you know who was born in 1965, your coworkers, your siblings, your friends from high school, because one share from you could be the difference between someone locking in a 30% lifetime cut and someone retiring with every dollar they earned over 4 decades of work. They paid into this system their entire lives. Make sure they collect what they are